Introducing Kicking Back with the Cooks, presented by Woodhouse. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Here's head coach John Cook, along with your host, Lauren Cook West.
Hello, welcome back, welcome in, and happy October. It is my favorite time of the year, if you can't tell. I'm happiest from about mid-September till about the end of February. And you have the fall weather, volleyball season, football season, Halloween, Madden's birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, snowstorms in January, and then of course my birthday in February. And then I would say the rest of the year I'm just over it. So Coach Cook, I honestly don't know the answer to this question, but what is your favorite time of the year and favorite holiday while we're at it?
Well, I like all the four seasons. You know, we grew up in San Diego, and one of the reasons your mom and I moved to the Midwest was to have four seasons because we really like the four seasons. So I don't have a favorite. And my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Ooh, what's your favorite, like, side or main entree, or what's your favorite dish to have at Thanksgiving?
Pumpkin pie with homemade whipped cream.
Nice. I'm an apple pie person, so pumpkin pie just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But, hey, to each their own, right?
Yep.
I have to get to the bottom of this before we really get into things. I have noticed that, now we're talking about volleyball, that when lineups are being announced during the beginning of a match, you retie your right shoe and then your left shoe. Why do you do that? Do you know you do that?
Yeah, I know I do it. I wanted my shoes to feel comfortable and snug so I don't have to worry about them during the match. Sometimes they get loose when I'm walking around and stuff, so just like the time, it's something to do. Why I got to sit there for a minute while they do nothing, you know, until they're waiting to play.
I think it's a superstition.
Yeah, a little bit. So, but it's just, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just part of game day routine. Just like in Gladiator, you know, he reaches down and grabs the dirt before they go to battle.
Does it bother you if one shoe feels like it's tied tighter than the other shoe?
No, because I get them both just right.
Oh, it takes me forever to get them both just right. I always feel like one's tighter than the other, and then I'm having to walk around, and you're just sitting there, so yeah. I don't know how you know that they're both...
I just have more experience doing it, more reps than you, Lauren.
More years.
10,000 reps, 10,000 reps, and you got it down.
Give us a quick recap of the Big Ten season so far. Has it been better or worse than you expected?
And what do you mean better or worse?
So rewind to maybe July or August before the season started, and you're having your thoughts about what's going to transpire the upcoming season. Do you think that things have gone better or worse than what you originally thought was going to happen?
For Nebraska or?
Yes, for Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
For Nebraska Huskers, the team you coach for.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I really didn't have much thought about that because the Big Ten's so unpredictable. It's so tough. You know, in July, I'm worried if we're ever going to win a Big Ten match. So that's where I'm at. But what I've seen in the Big Ten this year is, first of all, anybody can beat anybody. So, and for example, we go and beat Maryland, and everybody thinks, oh, it's Maryland, they haven't won a match. And I told my team in the locker room after Maryland, I go, watch out, we're going to have to play them again in Demaney, and watch out, this team's going to win some matches. And what do? The very last week, they go and beat Purdue 3-0 at Purdue, and 2 nights before that, I think they beat was it Northwestern 3-0. So, and they were the last team, I think, to win a match in the Big Ten. But they're a very good team, and that just shows you where the Big Ten's at. And then you see Minnesota beats Wisconsin 3-0. Then Minnesota loses to Northwestern 3-0. So I just think right now you're trying to play your best every night and find a way to win a match and survive. And it's very competitive, and so that's the biggest challenge, and that's what I was expecting. I think there was a lot of teams that we weren't sure how good they would be because of the transfer portal. That's the other game changer. How can you predict when you know, you got all these transfers. You don't know how they're going to work out or how they're going to evolve. And you know, again, Penn State's got a whole new team, and Purdue's got a pretty much a new team, and they've had some huge wins, and you know, so it's very unpredictable.
Why has there been so many injuries or illnesses this season?
For us?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the sickness thing is, you know, it's, I don't know. I mean, it's a change of weather. We've been on a brutal travel schedule, so that always gets us, you know, and you know, every time we go to Michigan, you know, somebody's going to the doctor, somebody's we have to run to the pharmacy, so I don't know what it is there. And then injuries, there's just been a lot of little things that have creeped up, you know, like an ab pull. I mean, how do you prevent that? It's just kind of one of those things. But you know, the good thing is, I knew going in, and I said this in the very beginning, we could play anybody, and we have, and everybody's played in our team, and we've played more lineups, and we played 3 different setters. So it's been you know, a team that everybody in this team can play and help this team.
Have you ever had this much back and forth with all the different lineups we've seen this season? Have you ever had that in all of your years coaching at Nebraska?
No. This has been, I mean, you know that sheet I make with our lineups, and I draw out all our patterns and everything. I've already had to reprint. I get groups of 10 of them. Lindsay makes them for me on kind of this harder, firmer paper that it's like thick paper. I've already gone through my second batch that I had her make. You know, she makes groups of 10 of them at a time. So that's how many times we've changed our lineup.
Do you think you finally have settled on a lineup?
I don't know. You know, our lineup's kind of been forced by if somebody's out or we can't, you know, we have to make an adjustment or flip somebody. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The good thing is, you know, we do have some options, but I also don't want to be like, okay, if we have a bad match, you know, do we just junk everything? And so that's what we're constantly evaluating, and we do that through stats, practice, video. We have an amazing numbers that we can evaluate each rotation, each player, you know, who hits better off what setter. So it's almost too much information. I have Kelly kind of break it all down, and she kind of gives me like a 1-page report every week that we evaluate this, because you can it starts getting in your head too much. Like you're thinking, okay, we're a little bit weak here, so maybe we need to change the whole thing. So I don't like going there. I kind of go more with my gut.
Why is this team so good defensively? What's the secret?
I think it's a mindset. We train it, and we talk about it all the time. We've got some players that really embrace it. I mean, it starts with Lexi Rodriguez, who's an incredible defender, that just spreads, and it's pride for us. One of our goals is to be the #1 defensive team in the Big Ten. I think we've been that for the last 5 years. So it's something we work on, because we know if we're a great defensive team every night, that gives us a chance.
You keep glancing over. Are you watching Thursday Night Football?
No. I'm watching soccer. Our soccer team.
Is it Husker soccer?
Yeah, they're up 4-1 on Penn State.
Okay. We're recording this Thursday night.
There's a lot of TVs in here, Lauren.
I know. Well, I thought it was maybe the Thursday Night Football game, and you were turning over and watching that.
No.
I want to ask you about this, and Nate, your SID, he's awesome. He gave me this information. And what he told me is, in the 5 seasons leading up to this year, you are 10-20 when hitting under 210 for a hitting percentage. So only winning 33% of the time. Now this year, you are 4-1 when hitting under 210. So can part of that, I'm assuming part of that is we can attribute to the defensive efforts that we were just talking about, but does it seem like this team has a special level of competitiveness to them, or is that mindset? And it seems like they also really enjoy battling all the way to the end. I don't think we've had one match so far this season where I've been watching and I've thought, man, this team has given up and this game isn't even over yet, or this set isn't even over yet. So where does that fight come from? Again, is that the mindset, or is that unrelated?
Well, it starts with leadership, and then we've got some really competitive players on our team, and that also, that spreads because you're around these competitors. Of course, the coaches are competitors as much as anybody. So it's something that, and again, I think the success of last year, there's carryover from that. But we've got in our freshmen are incredible competitors, and two of them have played a lot, Becca and Maggie. So we got a team of competitors who compete, and they compete every point. And again, that's something that we, try to develop as our culture is we're going to battle every point.
Did you know about those stats that I just read to you, or was that breaking news for you?
That was breaking news.
Wow, I love it when I give you a stat that you don't know.
Yeah, but if you
guys stat everything.
Yeah, if you play great defense, so and we only hit 200, but our opponents hit 050, usually we're going to win.
True.
So that's one of the things. And again, part of our offensive challenges has been we played 3 different setters, so we haven't. It's taken us a while to get in a great rhythm.
All right, we're going to have some fun now. I want you to first take us through, we've had some requests for this, take us through a day in the life for you, and I want it detailed, like what time you wake up, what you do when you wake up, if you do any morning meditation, whatever that looks like, and then take us through the rest of the day. And then try and take us through a day in the life of one of your players, to the best of your knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge.
And then also for one of your coaches, also to the best of your knowledge.
The coaches are we're all on the same schedules. So.
Okay. So give us your schedule and then a player's schedule.
Yeah, so I wake up when the sun comes. I mean, at 7 o'clock is usually when I get up. And
do you set an alarm?
No. I'm hoping I sleep till 7. So, but I wake up several times in the night. So there you go on that. But wake up at 7, and then I make a shake every morning, a smoothie with this protein powder, vegetables, fruit, all organic, coconut milk, and some almond butter in there, and that's how I get my day going. I get to the office, and I make my matcha tea and do my first intensive work, whether it depends on the day what we're doing. So if we're come back from a road trip, it's winding down that road trip, and then if it's, but usually in the morning I'm planning practice, watching video, winding down a road trip, or preparing for the next opponent. Along with radio interviews and stuff like that, press conference, certain days. So
sometimes a haircut.
Yeah. Then usually at 11 is workout, and I get an hour workout in, whether that's lifting weights or biking. And if I bike, I'm watching video on my laptop. So I have a stationary bike in the office. Works out great. Bill Belichick does that too. He's a coach of the New England Patriots, Lauren, in case you didn't know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I compared your Nick Saban, Russ Rose is Bill Belichick. That's
interesting.
When we brought him on the podcast, I made that comparison. But do you wear the cutoff sweatshirt that?
No, I don't do that.
Bill Belichick. Okay. We should get you one.
Yeah.
Be a good look for you.
Yeah. And then finish planning practice. Usually there'll be a player or two that'll come in and watch video, and then
Hold on.
Yeah.
You finish planning practice after the workout?
Yeah, I'll finish because
Okay.
if I'm watching stuff, then I'll tweak practice. So I spend all day kind of developing our practice plan for that day, because the goal is to get as much done as we can in the limited time that we have. So, for example, today we only went an hour. I felt like I crammed 3 hours into 1 hour, but we wanted to fix some things and correct some things, so it goes very fast and we get down to it. But you got to be organized and keep it moving. You can't, just stand around, and we're very efficient. So you know how things work here. But before practice, I meet with our staff and our grad managers, and we make sure everybody's on the same page. I write out a big practice plan. Everything's detailed down to the minute, and who has to do what, and what equipment needs to be out, and how the floor needs to be taped, all those things. And then the setters.
Have you had lunch?
Yeah, usually I just have lunch while I'm working. And
What's for lunch?
Lindsay usually brings me she does a rice noodle stir fry thing over at the training table. So
Yum.
she brings that. She makes it for her, and then she makes enough, and we split it. So
What's in that?
it's rice noodles, vegetables, shrimp, usually tofu. It's just a stir fry thing that she makes over at the training table. We have an amazing training table, so you can cook over there if you want, and she likes to cook. So
Nice.
she does a nice job with that. But anyway, that's and then make my green tea for the afternoon, and then we meet, and then we go down. The setters come in a half hour early, so we work with them, and then the rest of the team gets there. We go through practice, and then at night it all depends on like radio show, stay and do more video, try to get caught up, and
Roping.
sometimes I'll go down and rope the dummy. So yeah, just to chill out. If it's Wednesday night, we're not playing, I'll watch Big Ten volleyball. So it's every night's kind of a little bit different, and then have some chamomile.
What's for dinner?
Chamomile tea. Usually I go to on late nights I'll go to a training table and get dinner, or I'll go out to Whole Foods and get dinner. So they have a hot bar and salad bar, and go out there and grab something.
Then
So
you come back home and you watch more video.
usually there's something there, or we're working on something, or I'll try to figure out motivation or a psycho video, or I mean, there's always it never ends. It never ends.
And then chamomile tea, and then
Yep.
bed.
Yep. And I try to do some type of breathing and meditation before I go to bed.
What
So,
time's bedtime?
Usually 11. So, but I've been trying that as to help get better sleep, and I've been listening to some podcasts, and our Jolene Emerson, our trainer, is really big and knows a lot about sleep and recovery, and whether you're a coach or a player, of course we constantly pound it into our players, but and then they have the Calm app that the Big Ten pays for our players to help them calm down and go to sleep at night. But it's hard. I was talking to some of the players today at weights. Last night we get home at midnight. They're still, they still got adrenaline going from the match, and it's it's hard to settle down on these night matches, especially an 8 o'clock match. I mean, it's really hard. And then you wake up the next day, you're tired because you didn't get enough sleep. So we're constantly fighting that battle and trying to win it with rest and recovery. And this team's done a really nice job of it.
Speaking of your players, take us through, as best you can, a day in the life for them.
Well, I have no idea what they do all day. I'm assuming if I was them, I'd be doing NIL deals all day. I wouldn't even
Well,
go to
hopefully
school.
they're going to class, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, half their classes are online. So
Taking class?
yeah,
Studying?
I'll take you through a couple. I know this. They go to the dog park because they have dogs. So I hear that. I say, hey, how was your day? Oh, I went to the dog park, took my dogs there. But I think they get up, 2 days a week they're lifting. Well, actually 3 days a week we lift now. We have a couple different lifting programs. So 3 days a week they come to the weight room. From there they'll go get their snacks or whatever. If they need to go see Jolene, and then they're studying, and then we practice. And like I said, some of them will go to the dog park, some will get their nails done. Usually they're hitting one of the coffee establishments, and then after practice they hit training table, and then I think they do a lot of studying at night.
Do they hang out at night?
I don't know, Lauren. I'm with them.
Well, do they tell you about any fun things they did together the night before?
Well, this team I know has done some things that they do together. For example, a couple weeks ago they all went and watched one of the Big Ten matches on a Wednesday night. I don't remember who it was, but they all were going to watch it at somebody's house. And they do so they do things like that. If it's somebody's birthday, they'll all hang out together.
How many players have dogs?
Let's see. Whitney, Maddie, Kenzie, Nicklin. And they have more than one dog, I believe. So I know those guys for sure.
They all have more than one dog?
Yeah, one or two.
Who takes care of the dogs when you're on the road?
Their family, friends, boyfriends.
Who takes care of the dogs when they're at practice, when they're at class?
I don't know. They work it out. I don't know how they do it, but you know, it must be a team effort. And they're roommates. You know, I know. Maddie and Kenzie live with former players and friends they've been here, and I think they all help out. Most of them, you know, they all have roommates, so I think their roommates help out that are non-volleyball players.
You should allow a dog park day at Devaney.
That'd be awesome, but last time we did that, we got in trouble. So
who's getting you in trouble?
Because you know the security cameras, they see them coming in, so they call in. It's you know, there's a rule you can't have dogs in Devaney.
Just say they're all service dogs.
It's a campus rule. We tried that.
Can't you talk to Trev Alberts? I mean, don't you have some pull around here?
Trev's got more on his mind than whether we can have dogs in Devaney.
I think, hey, if you brought him the facts of how dogs help players, help people de-stress, you know, how it can prepare them for the rest of the season, help their mindset, I think he would be all in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll have our players with dogs go to Trev and you know, just ask him that question. Hey, we'd like to bring our dogs to practice in Devaney. There's a rule. Can you waive it? He's a vice chancellor, but it might be even higher than that, the rule. I don't know, but
just talk to Ronnie. Ronnie loves volleyball.
Yeah.
Get Ronnie Green on here.
Yeah, there are rules, Lauren. So
you know, I think they listen to this. Ronnie and Trev do. So.
Oh, they do?
They might.
How do you know that?
'Cause I know everything. I have connections.
Okay.
But Trev was talking up your team. I believe that was last week on his radio show. Were you able to listen to any of that?
No. We were.
Well,
I think we were traveling somewhere or meeting, and we were on the road.
He was very complimentary of your team, of you, of all the hard work that the girls put in, the coaching staff, and it was just really cool to hear support like that from the AD.
Yeah, good.
So there you go. Your dog park days.
He didn't tell you all the times I've already pissed him off. The calls he calls, I get the text from him, hey, can you take a call? And I'm thinking, oh, what's this? You know. And
what did I do now?
Yeah, what did I do now? There's been a few. There's been a few of those.
You and Madden can practice timeout together.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for our confession and lesson. And we had the radio show right before this, and I know you gave a confession, and I can't even remember what it was now. Do you remember? We just talked about it about 30 minutes ago. What was it? You said, this is my confession.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Well, then can you think of another confession?
Well, you talked about tying the shoes. There's one. Let's see, what else I can think of.
And you make Trev mad.
Yeah, made Trev
That's a
mad. That's a big one. I made him mad a couple times. I'll give you a confession. This is a good one.
Okay.
You like it when I have good ones, huh, Lauren?
I do.
So Lindsay has in her drawer, okay, I don't have time to go to Trader Joe's, but you know they have the dark chocolate almonds? She has a thing of those in her drawer. And when she's not there, I go in and take some. So there's my confession. But it's almost out now, so I don't know if she's realized it or not. So I'm sometime I might ask her, like, maybe I need to go get some and replace them. But there's my confession.
I feel like you're going to have a fan now who's going to mail you these dark chocolate covered. They're the turbinado salt.
These are the other ones, dark chocolate almonds. You just can't eat one. So that's one of my little snack in the afternoon with my tea to get me going.
I like that. Well, here's my confession. I actually had the flu for the Michigan State broadcast. So I was sick all day. I think it was the flu, maybe it was food poisoning. I was sick all day, but I toughed it out. Talk about mental toughness or resiliency training. That's what I did for the broadcast, and I pulled through.
Well,
and I made it through the whole broadcast.
That's not the first time you toughed it out against Michigan State. I can remember you had strep throat up there that match, and we were calling doctors at midnight. You couldn't breathe. Then I think Lindsay's running to the pharmacy trying to find a pharmacy that was open at midnight to get you whatever you needed. So
antibiotics.
Yeah, that, and I think
Michigan
you needed something for your
State
throat.
curse.
Yeah. I remember it's at the same hotel. I have flashbacks every time we go there. It's the Crown Plaza.
Do you guys still get Outback every time you go there?
Yep.
That's like the meal when you get into the hotel. You get Outback and you go to your room.
Yeah, they do a nice job there with the Outback
They do.
guys. That's a good road trip meal.
Did they give you the little popcorn balls too?
I didn't get one, no.
Okay. I feel like they always do that, or they have some sort of gift when you check in at that hotel.
Oh yeah, they always give me a gift, yeah, and a
Okay.
note card, yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of
they're very
snacks and stuff.
thoughtful.
I give it to the boys. But Lauren, we just had Texas Roadhouse at Purdue, and they actually gave us bags of peanuts, so that was quite the hit. And they gave us an extra blooming onion, which we don't order. Of course, Kelly had the whole thing. But I won't confess that.
Oh my gosh, poor Kelly. I hope Kelly doesn't listen to this. All right, what's your lesson for today?
Lesson. Lauren, a horse can feel a fly in its butt. And so the lesson is, I try to instill in our players that everybody can feel how they're feeling. And it's just like a horse can feel how you're feeling. A horse knows when you get on them how you're feeling, how your day's been, what your vibe is, what your energy is. So I'm using horse talk and examples, and I've sent them a couple of videos on this too, of how if horses can feel your energy and horses get that sense of they can feel a fly on them, we're all feeling the same things. And so we got to bring that positive energy every day, and so that's one of the big lessons we've been working on.
Here's my lesson.
Same for me too. I mean, I gotta do the same thing.
STM.
Kelly
Can
actually
you tell me what that?
set the middle. Kelly puts that in the game plan, but she actually adds some adjectives to it to help enhance the point of it to do it.
She has told me what those adjectives are.
That would be another confession. You need to get her on here. She's probably got a lot of confessions.
We would have to bleep out half the show.
Yeah.
Well, good things happen when you set the middle, so that's my lesson, and hopefully we can see more STM.
Okay. Well,
You'd make me happy and a lot of other Husker fans happy.
I dread that dang post-game coaches show every time I get on there. What you're going to rip into me about? Why didn't we set more middle? That's usually it.
I've tried to be nice this year.
Yeah.
I haven't been too hard on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of.
I've tried.
I'm ready to have you. I think you should. Let's get after it a little bit.
Well, if you give me the green light, I'll go.
You got
but
the green
here's
light.
the problem.
You got the green light.
Everyone told me I was too critical of the setter last year. In previous years, I'm too harsh on the setters. So I'm trying to let up a little bit, be a little more positive, and not be as critical. But it's part of my job. I have to say it how it is.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Romo's critical on national TV football, so why can't
People
you be
love
critical?
him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he gets paid $15 million a year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you all for watching or listening. We really appreciate each and every one of our loyal fans, and we can't wait to get together to chat again next month, which is also, do you know whose birthday month is next month?
Think how could I forget?
We love a birthday month. Now, here's the trick question. Do you remember what day Madden was born on?
I think it's November 16th.
Yes, you got it. Yeah. You're terrible at remembering birthdays, but...
Oh, I know. Not Madden's.
You know Madden's.
Yeah.
What are you getting her for her birthday?
Oh, Lauren, I haven't got that far. I'm sure you'll have it covered.
A trip to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Great. Well, on that note, thank you again, and as always, go Big Red.